I'll stay right here tonight. We'll stay right here together. When the world comes crashing down, we'll still be here tonight.
That's a band called The Hotel Lobby. They're donating the proceeds of this song tonight to 2 Asian organizations devoted to stop Asian hate. We recently sat down with them via Zoom to find out more about their mission and the band.
Well, me and Tay have been friends for probably about, maybe 10 years or so. We've been doing music together in various genres. We used to do like pop music, pop rock music, and now our vehicle is the EDM vehicle. So we're 2 DJs. We do music in the EDM world. Like I think you can see a big sign of EDC. That's like the big festival where all the DJs come play at. So that's like our world where we do stuff. Our music's very, very positive. It always has a positive message to it. It may sound, whatever the subject matter is, we put a positive spin on it, as we do in life. We're very positive people to try to find the silver lining in things. And that's who we are. And then, the song in question, I think Jess summed it up really well. It's a song that we had wrote about the things going on with Black Lives Matter, really close to, Tay's heart. And we wrote that, but, the overall meaning of it is just really equality for all. That's really what the song's about. And now with what was going on recently with the Asian American attacks, it kind of was something I couldn't ignore anymore. And I wanted to visually represent, Asians on there, just to try to bring more, awareness to the movement, and just kind of do my part, use our platform to try to do anything that makes a difference. We really didn't know how big of a difference or what it would do. We just knew we wanted to do something, and we were going to leave it there. We're going to do that and move on. We were definitely overwhelmed by the impact that this has had on so many people, from just beyond just our friends and family, strangers and fans that normally wouldn't listen to EDM would message us, would comment how much this video has impacted them, how much has maybe unlocked things in them about, memories of what they went through and how they don't want their kids to go through it. And then in turn, that's helped myself too, unlock things that I kind of put away a long time ago, didn't really think about it. And now it's become, the topic of discussion. We're happy to continue it here with this interview. So,
well, here we are in a Zoom meeting, and this video is going to be shown online, and I see 2 other gentlemen with you in the video. So would you like to give us a hello?
This is Tay. This is Ashante.
Yes.
Tay, he's the other half of the Hotel Lobby. So I'll let him introduce himself.
I
just did that.
I'm Ashante. I go by Tay. He summed it up very well. So did Jess. But I've been a musician since I was in 5th grade. When I was in high school, rather than doing anything cool, I was a band nerd. So I love learning all the different instrumentation. So I moved to Nashville for a long period of time, and then Johnny hit me up. He has like a million harebrained ideas. I love all of them, and he always like, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna be EDM DJs." Like, all right, we're doing. Cause we've always been. It didn't matter what music always transcends genre for me. I don't care what we're doing, as long as we're producing something, creating something new, and we do aim to be very positive with our messages, with our songs, because that's the kind of stuff we like to do. Separately before we were together, he had a rock group, I was in a hip hop group, but the message was always, positivity and uplifting. And so I love the fact that we can bring it together. So many worlds, between rock, pop, hip hop, and now, electronic music all in one world.
And maybe even classic rock.
Now, Johnny, have you yourself experienced some of the negativity that's gone on in the universe?
Well, for sure, certainly. I think it's just a part of the universe, right? There's positive and negative, and it depends on how we react to it and how much you let it affect you. Some things you can't ignore, like I said. As far as specifically, like have I experienced, any sort of like negative things because I'm Asian? For sure. And I think that you're alluding to that, that's been the case since been here in the U.S. Since I was born in Vietnam. The moment I got here, it started. But the very common thing you hear about people that experience that, especially Asians, is I didn't realize it was a problem until later in life. So I didn't identify with like, hey, don't touch that fire because it's going to burn my hand. I just felt that's it is. People make jokes about me. People make fun of people, beat me up. If I walk down this street home instead of that one, I'll get beat up by this guy. If I walk down here, I get beat up by this guy. It just became a part of my life. And it definitely has affected me growing up. Didn't even realize. I didn't realize I had an identity crisis or an issue about it until looking back a lot of the times.
I think that is definitely something that all people of color have come to understand. And I think that the issues that surround both the Black and the Asian communities, we understand now that we are definitely the underdogs, no matter how much we kind of lie to ourselves, that, the weird little treatments we get at the hands of strangers, that suddenly it comes to a realization in our everyday lives, which we've come to accept such horrible treatment from other people. And then we realize we don't deserve this, do we? I mean, I can see there's another person behind you. I'm gonna wave. Hello, William.
Let's finish the introductions. If you were like, well, that's our good friend William. He is, as Jess said, he's from New York. He's based out of the East Coast, but he definitely has been traveling the last year and a half as an activist. That's what he does full time, and he's organizing a rally here in Los Angeles on Saturday at the in front of the Korean radio station. Is that what it is? Radio Korea.
Yeah. And,
excellent.
Yeah. So I've been doing like marches and rallies to bring awareness to the violence that we've been since at least August of last year, and to break through the apathy of our community, right? So now that there is national awareness, there is a lot of people from like our community that really care. So now it's like, what do we do? Now. So we're moving from awareness-focused actions to solutions-focused actions. And one of the things that we're fighting for, my nonprofit is called like Asians in America, and we're fighting for Asian American studies in our schools, K through 12, to work to dispel a lot of the perpetual foreignness that's placed on our community, and to give our kids a sense of pride by knowing their history in our country. And I didn't really know about our history in our country at all until really I watched that PBS series that came out last year called Asian Americans, that 5-hour like series, which was incredible. It gave me so much context to our standing in our country and gave me so much pride as an adult.
What do you think about, I don't know if you've ever watched that video clip that Morgan Freeman did. I forgot which, was it 60 Minutes or something like that? But it was a very interesting little snippet where they asked him, and this was Black History Month. It's like, what do you think of Black History Month? And he goes, I don't like it. I don't think we should have a Black History Month. And he was asked why, and he says, because Black history is American history. And I thought that is a really great point, because, Black people and Asian people are part of this country. It is all American, so
a very large part of the foundation of this country, and I feel like a lot of that is lost. And he brings a very good point about just about younger generations having a sense of pride in who they are because of who their family was. And I feel like a lot of that is lost, and a lot of kids now are trying to find their identity in this new world what we have. And and this new world seems to be more about like winners and losers, and it's not steeped rich in people's history or culture. And I feel like my kids are blended as I know what, my nieces and nephews are all blended, and so they're all going to be facing this. You're all going to be facing this kind of same tension, and that's unfortunate. Because when I was a kid, I think my mom was hoping that I wouldn't face this kind of same tension, but it's just perpetuating itself over and over through generation. And then I talked to a friend of mine in Oklahoma, and she was telling me about like the Tulsa massacres. I found about that in a movie. So you find out about like your history and like the tragedies and the uplifting parts about it through random like medium. It's like it should be part of our education. We should all understand it, and we should understand that the importance and the impact that the Asian community had on the building of the United States, and the same thing with the Black community. I feel like that alone would dispel a lot of this displaced anger.
It starts to make you look at all the education you've ever had, and you realize it's all been, you know, skewed on the side of one ethnicity, which is very European. And I used to think things were getting better, but now I almost feel like it's worse. What do you think?
I think it's interesting that when I was a kid, I remember my mom biting her tongue a lot with certain interactions, you know, certain just the way people treated her in certain areas. And she bit her tongue. I think she was trying to show us something, you know, to teach us how to act in certain areas, how to react, and not flip off the handle, not be the stereotypical person that they expect you to be. And I found myself doing the same thing with my kids. And so I don't know if it's getting better. Because I like to think that it is, but at the same time, it's like, you know, we wrote a song that was out of pain that's relevant, like in a completely different way, and you know, in a completely different culture. And I was like, that sucks. I'm glad it exists. But that really is unfortunate that it has to, and that it can, you know, transcend like that. And I hope that it gets better, but it's hard to feel it at the moment.
I think definitely, like, maybe it's, I mean, it's how you measure it too, I guess. In some ways, I think it is better. In some ways, it's not, you know? Just like the most obvious thing is, like, I was beat up a lot walking home from school because I was Asian. I don't think Asian kids are being beat up outside walking home from school, but our grandparents are, our parents are, right? So that's different. So that's fucking worse. Like, let's beat up the young people. Why the hell are you beating up the old people for, right? And I think a lot of the, and I say this a lot, but I really think there's a disconnect between all this that could really bring together the Asian communities, because like the younger people don't feel it. My younger cousins ask me, because I'm more outspoken, I'm in the public eye, and I'm around people. He always says, "Hey, John, is this really happening? We don't see it. Why what's all these marches about? What's going on?" I go, "Well, look," and I always tell them, "Look, you'll figure it out. I don't have all the answers. Let me try to funnel you to the information. Look at this video. Watch this video." And at the end of the day, do you want your mom to get kicked in the head? If not, then you better fucking stand up. That's what I tell them. You know? But really, like a lot of people are. It's funny. Like I'm just coming to terms with like everything all at once. So every time I do an interview like this, I learn more about myself and what's going on. It's like I'm not angry. A lot of people are angry, and I'm not angry because I kind of left that behind. The 16-year-old version of me here, I was fucking angry at everybody because everyone treated me like a piece of shit. So I was always angry, but now I'm not angry. I'm like, okay, well, it's cool. I'm Asian, and no one's telling me go back to your country. But then I'm starting to see it. I'm like, I'm starting to get angry again. All those things that I put away, it's like coming back out now. Oh shit, Vigilante Johnny's gonna come loose soon, you know. So I think in some ways it is bad if I'm still being able to connect, you know, like this passionately about this movement, you know, like shit, it's happening, but in a different way. And I should be concerned. Just because it's not happening the same way that's familiar to me doesn't mean it's better. It just means that, okay, how is it happening now? And why is it important that I can step up and do my part, whatever it may be? Because I definitely don't want, you know, the next generation of kids and whatnot going through the same thing in their own way. And then it's going to just keep going on and on and on, right?
So it's my understanding that this song that you're putting out is to support, you know, the movement of Stop Asian Hate. Now, what are the ways are you going about doing that aside from, you know, William holding marches?
I think mine will be a shorter answer. William has a longer answer. Let me just say, like, I think just the obvious part of bringing awareness, right? About having this video where in the space of marches and protesting and bringing everything else out, you kind of got to be in that space. Like, I don't follow politics, so I don't know what's happening with politics unless I'm in there. But then when it seeps over into politics, into pop culture, then I start getting interested, and then maybe you'll somehow get sucked into the rabbit hole and I'll learn about politics on that day. The same way I think what I'm doing is what we're doing with this video is like, okay, let's bring it to the pop culture part. So people see, oh, I know that guy. Wait, she's on that one show. And then they get sucked into this little funnel where they learn more about it. That's the best way that I can explain what I feel like we can do.
You know, I want to help where I can help. I don't know much. I'm not educated enough to be a loud voice. And so I want to participate and then add where I can add. And where I can add is art. You know, I can add his music and my, you know, my feelings towards the thing. And hopefully people, you know, will feel the same way. It'll resonate. And so I try to go and attend to the marches and the rallies and try to learn, you know, about other people's worlds, you know, outside of my own. And that's where I try to get back and try to, you know, try to be a part of this allyship or part of the community. At the beginning of the video, you know, Will screams out, you know, show them what community looks like. You know, this is what it looks like. It's just not just one color, one, you know, one area. It's everyone. Everyone is involved in that, and everyone can make a difference.
Yeah, no, I'm really grateful that Johnny and Tay, you know, jumped in, you know, because it's, you know, we're all wherever we're at, you know, and, you know, there shouldn't be kind of any kind of activism, gatekeeping of sorts, you know. We all have something to contribute. So while we're, you know, in this moment where our entire community across the country is activated, you know, we need like grace and compassion for all the people who are just starting to use their voice for this cause or just finding their voice. There's so many people across the Asian community who've had their voices muted for decades, for centuries, for their entire lives. You know, so how do we have more grace? How do we have more compassion? How do we encourage and cultivate these new emerging voices that really want to do just do something for our community? And I'm grateful to Hotel Lobby for lending their creativity and their power to the cause.
That's great. You know, like William, to add to that, I met William at a rally that I went to. I remember it clearly that my friends had somehow come across my radar. My friends might have posted to show me that, hey, Asians are fighting for, you know, their rights. And then, you know, I immediately was one of the skeptics, like, well, what's wrong with us? Why are we fighting? Like, I didn't realize we had a problem. All right. Then then the more I learned about it, you know what? Okay, this is good. I'm gonna show up. This is what I need to do. So I showed up and I had footage from it because as a public person in the Hotel Lobby, we just kind of document everything like we're all a reality show now, right? Everyone's in social media. We just kind of show our lives, whether I'm skateboarding, eating a meal, or I'm protesting. So it's all across the board. It wasn't for any other agenda, but because I needed more content. And then it wasn't until recently that it came in handy. The footage of all of us in there, you know, we couldn't go back in time. It was just so that we really were part of these marches because something we believed in. We did at the time. We weren't trying to like plan this big. I think that's important that people know. We didn't plan this music video and like shoot all this for that. We just kind of paced together like our real lives and that we had on. A lot of the footage is on our fucking cell phone. People don't know that. It's not even like a Hollywood production. A lot of footage that we have, I can show you the original stuff. It's on my iPhone. And so, but what's great, getting back to what William's saying about gatekeepers you know, it's been very welcoming for that because I don't know what my voice is, right? And then the fact that he's been so open to talking to me and welcoming us that we're learning along the way what our voice is, you know? Because like I said, I'm not really an angry person walking around anymore, but I remember now. I remember how angry I was. I remember that I really wish when I was growing up, you know, that someone spoke up for me. No one did. So hopefully this video can change that. If one kid looks at it and gets the courage to speak up, then that makes me feel good. Like I went through my journey and it made a difference, right? And that's what I hope for. Because I just hate bullies in general. I'm the guy that will jump into a fight not knowing who's wrong or right. I just see it's 2-on-1 and I'm just going to fight the underdog. Help the underdog fight. That's what I'll do. And I'm the first guy that's probably going to get killed or stuff because I do stuff like that because that's just how I am as a person. So I don't see it any differently here. At least here it's a little more focused. I'm getting more educated on what's happening. So I'm very, very happy to be in this space. Like overnight, we're just kind of doing this. We kind of like stop making music.
It's important for allies to know, right? If people don't know, then how are they gonna support? So if they see it and they connect with the video and oh, I didn't know this was happening, you know, and then they're in the community and they see some, someone getting bullied or someone getting discriminated against, whatever else, and it gives them an opportunity to like, oh, this ain't happening, not on my watch. You know what I mean? So I think it's a great vehicle, great medium, just to bring awareness to not just the age community, but everyone. Like, look, this is happening. It's happening around you. So help. Just have your brothers back, man. Have your sisters back.
For sure. And William, I think you should add to like to the question about like what are we doing? You should add about what we were talking about.
Oh yeah.
So
we're in this fight to get Asian American studies across the nation, and our kids, once schools open back up, they're gonna face a level of bullying that we've never seen in our lifetimes, right? So we're also working to build a network of martial arts schools across the country that offers like free or discounted tuition to Asian youth. In exchange for like a tax exemption, and we're also building a chapter for our network of Asians across the country of like Toastmasters, which is this international organization that provides training for public speaking and allow these new voices to be able to cultivate and hone their skills in public speaking.
Got it. So moving forward, is Hotel Lobby going to be recording more projects for the Stop Asian Hate movement and other movements?
I think if it, we don't want to just only be doing music just for the, Stop Asian Hate and these things, but definitely we'll have some follow-up, media that supports it, whether it be another song or just maybe a short form, video of us talking to other people, just whatever we could do to just spread the word, and definitely with other issues that come about that we're conscious and aware of, then we'll probably incorporate into our creative works.
Yeah, we just create. We don't really create with a specific purpose. Like tonight was created because we were in our feelings about the state of the world. We were in our feelings about the state of our country, and that's where it came from. And the music lends itself to situations in time, so that's the beautiful thing about music is it's timeless, and sometimes you just plug and play. And I feel like tonight we're just fortunate, came from a place of pain, it fits in. We're going to create more music that's going to come from a place of pain, unfortunately, but that's what musicians do. It's like our therapy. And so we're going to create, and then something's going to work, something's going to fit, and we're going to be like, you know what?
I have one last question, and that is, where did the name come from? Hotel Lobby.
So we travel a lot as musicians, and so we are always staying in hotels, and the place you meet at is the hotel lobby, whether it be like you meet there before you go out to eat, or more specifically after we party at the end of the night and they kick you out of the club, the only last place to go drink is the hotel lobby. So it was almost a joke when we made the name, because we wanted to be like a party kind of a crew, party music, because EDM represented party music to us. And at the time, me and Tay were pretty tame. I didn't really drink at the time, so it was something funny for me to say, oh, we're the hotel lobby, we get so drunk. But then I kind of now live up to my name. I'm kind of a little party animal.
That's the band The Hotel Lobby. You can donate to Stop Asian Hate just by watching their video for the song tonight. For AZAM News, I'm Mimi Chen. Check out their socials below.